Look, I've got the KRT t-shirt on today. Todd probably reads Japanese. They asked someone to do the kanji for os, but of course, there's lots of different words that say os, and this one is kind of cool and unique, but it's not the same os that we're used to. But anyway, it's become their trademark, so it's very cool. So I've been really, really busy with the app. So I've got the new Budo Blueprint app, is very exciting. So anyway, the Budo Blueprint app, I'm really excited. And I was just saying to Sakura, my wife, that I really think this is going to be something special for me for the next 10 years or so. The app, it's very exciting. And it's literally an infinitely expanding app. So for the members who have joined as part of the 9-week Budo Blueprint system, I'm very excited. The content for the first week is in. It's ready to be loaded. All I need to do is connect everybody's emails to it so they can access it. The only thing is that there's some back-end stuff that has to be done first. So the content's ready for the first week, and I've actually started to load up content in later weeks as well. So it's well and truly, I'm just waiting to hear back from the company at the moment. As soon as I hear back from them, sort out two minor issues, then we'll be on a roll. Paddy Pinto from the Kyokushin Shuffle, he knows all about this app because he did a similar thing himself. So it's a pretty exciting time. Very, very excited that the process that I've followed, it's been about a little over a month now, and it's been really, really good and has worked out really well. I ended up getting enough people to have 3 groups, the Americas, Australasia, and Europe. So I can do the weekly webinars in 3 different time zones. So that's really good. Of course, anybody in the app can join in those time zones. So even if you're in North America and your time that week doesn't work, but you are able to get into the European time zone app, well, then by all means you can join. 9 weeks of content. Of course, there's a lot of technical stuff. The first week has some really important drills, some footwork drills, fundamental footwork drills, some extra conditioning exercises that I think are very important but are somewhat neglected normally. And of course, the first week is laying some foundations. So I've got some really good presentations on, just sorting out the mental stuff, connecting what we're doing with your value system and stuff like that. So very interesting, very close, literally every day. I've been working on it, and right up until this live stream, I was preparing it to go live, and I'm just waiting out, like I said, for some feedback. So very interesting. So to start with, we've got the 9-week program. Then the app will be expanding infinitely. So there's going to be, for example, a whole section on teaching. So if you run a dojo and you're looking for information about certain areas related to instructing, there'll be a whole area there. And like I said, it'll be infinitely expanding. So we'll be doing regular daily video shoots. We'll be videoing training. If there's little snippets that I think are worthwhile, we'll put that on the app. Then there'll be a section on Kihon, a section on Kata, a section on Kumite, a section on self-defense, realistic fighting, a section on going from the standard Kyokushin tournament fighting to the full ranges, the 5 ranges. When I say there'll be a section on Kata, for example, so within that Kata section, there'll be subsections on, let's say, Pinan 2. And then we'll show different variations of Pinan 2, how some people might do Pinan 2 like this. Some people might do Pinan 2 like this. And we'll go through the application and why this and this are different, but both extremely practical when used properly. So we'll be looking at the kata, the fundamental movements of the kata, the breakdown and comparison of the kata, the applications, so bunkai, kaisai, and oyo. And we'll be doing that for each kata. And then we'll do that all the way up through all the kata. And then for kumite, for example, each area has a shingi-tai approach. So for kumite, we'll have dojo kumite, tournament kumite, real fighting kumite. Tournament kumite is a whole area in itself, of course, to mentally prepare, physically prepare, technically prepare, ways to peak up to the tournaments. And then we've got, in general, the 5 ranges. So right now, what we have is the content for the 9-week program, which is closed. It's fully subscribed, so that's not available to anyone else anymore, only to the people who have subscribed into it. And then that is the foundation. And over the next 9 weeks, as the foundation members experience that, go through that, we have a loop of feedback. We'll keep expanding. And then when the app goes live, we'll have already, by the time it goes live, we'll have, I'm guessing, at least a couple of hundred, if not more, videos in a whole range of areas. So it's just going to get bigger and better. And I think my expectation is that I'll have probably at least 2,000 videos on it within however long that takes to put them up. And the feedback from the 9 weeks foundation members will guide me into the areas that I want to focus on first. So very exciting. If you've got any questions, by all means, put them down. Everyone's gone real quiet. But I really think that this app, combined with the YouTube, is going to really, I think, offer an opportunity to provide a lot of really solid information. Drawing on mostly Ben Ajamian. Ben's my third Dan, who's been training with me since he was 15. And he is the head instructor at my Quintessential Dojo. So I'll be drawing on him to demonstrate a lot of the techniques, and other people as well. So it's pretty exciting. Making an app is not an easy task. It's not a cheap task. There's a lot of time, financial investment, technical investment. And so we'll be constantly shooting new stuff. One of the areas that has arisen as a result of the app is it's very interesting to find how the app has driven me to look more and more deeply into all the different areas of Kyokushin. I already felt like I looked fairly deeply into a lot of the areas, but so much more has arisen since I started to shoot the app. So, for example, I had the 9 weeks, and then I decided to have maybe 7 or 8 videos per week, so 50 or 60 videos. As it turns out now, in the 9 weeks, because each area expands and expands and expands and expands, I'm going to have close to, probably 130, 140 videos or lessons within just the 9 weeks. And as I learn more about the app, it won't just be videos for instructionals. There'll be file downloads, there'll be links, there'll be question and answers. We've already got the Dojo of Mentors, which is the private Facebook group, which is exclusive to the app members only. And that's already really fired up, and there's some great discussion there. Rochelle's a member of it, so and Daniel Langworthy, I know they're members of it, so they'll be able to confirm that some of the discussion already at the Dojo of Mentors is really exciting. And that's what it's for, because I want people to be able to ask any question. And if I haven't got an answer, someone at the Dojo of Mentors will. So it's pretty exciting. It's rough and ready too. I'm not a videographer. I'm not a professional. Here I am sitting in my lounge room with Nick Pettis giving them hell in the background. I have my one little light here that I use that puts a little ring on the corner of my glasses. I'm not particularly concerned about making the video quality superb. Good is good enough. And if I can get the message across in a quicker way, but in a way that may not be perfectly suitable to put on a cinema, but it's definitely suitable for me to supply some of my experience and knowledge, well, then I'm happy to do that. So, yeah, it may be rough and ready. I watch some other videos. Sometimes there's some really fantastic karate guys who have YouTube channels. You've got Ian Abernethy's stuff is fantastic. You've got the Karate Nerd, I've never met him, but he puts some fantastic stuff up. There's a young lad named Nagano Sensei, who's a Shotokan kid. He's Japanese, but he speaks perfect English. All these guys have really wonderful, wonderful YouTube channels. They have infinitely more subscribers than I do. They're far more professional than me. Well, maybe one day I'll get to the point where I can afford to pay a professional. But for now, I'm just rough and ready. But what I do supply is some pretty interesting information. I've done my best to share that information freely and openly. I was inspired by Solsai in that respect because he always made his information available. But at the same time, as you say, this research takes time and energy and money in many respects. But Solsai understood that. He saw that all the time. So whenever I'd be traveling and interpreting, he'd always make a point of looking after the interpreter, not just me. There was, Nejef Artan was a regular interpreter for Solsai. Dave Bunto Sensei, hope you're well, was also an interpreter for Solsai. You will give your time and energy to some people endlessly because of their loyalty, and quite often that loyalty is expressed through their willingness to become a member, pay the fees, pay the insurance, do all that sort of stuff. I'm happy to say that a lot of the viewers and my Patreon family, they're the most generous people. Patreon people are very, very generous. They don't have to give anything, but they do. And they do it out of the kindness of their heart, and they appreciate the information that you provide through the internet and so on. Yet even those Patreon people were the ones who put their hand up first and foremost to become part of the foundation group of the app. And they didn't balk. They didn't say, well, look, can I become part of the app and I'll pay you 50% because I'm already supporting your Patreon. They're not that sort of people. Some people just get it and you don't have to argue about it. I'm really excited to be able to bring the app to preparedness. It's getting so close. I mean, literally, like I said, and by the end of this live stream, it's possible that the app builders that I'm working with have provided the answers I need, and I'll be able to go. So the next step for those people who are here, who are part of the foundation group, the next step is that I will be providing you with a link for you to sign up. And you go to that sign up page, and then when your sign up request comes in, I'll turn your access on and you'll be able to access it. If you have experience, you can look at something, and to a degree, even though they joke about it, to a degree, you can pick it up by osmosis. You literally can feel what they're doing and replicate it almost perfectly. But if you want to teach that to someone, that's a different thing. I think to be able to teach it with very fine detail means you have spent a lot of time and energy drilling it. And that drill is a repetition thing, and that takes time. You can't just see something and replicate it and then have it mastered. You can see something and replicate it and understand it, but then you have to take that and turn it into your own experience. Toddy, I see the Kyokushin Shuffle there. That's Paddy Pinto, and he does some great shuffle interviews. I reckon Toddy would be interesting for you, Paddy. So there you have it. If you've got any questions about the app, oh, good, Todd. I'm glad. If you've got any questions about the app, fire away. But it's very exciting. Like I said, the first level will be the 9-week program where I address the Shingi Tai. And in that process, there are some areas which maybe people were not expecting. There's whole sessions on meditation, whole sessions on goal setting, on staying above the line, whole sessions just on tweaking a certain single movement, a whole session on that, because I believe that single tweak in terms of 80-20 can make a monstrous difference. And that little problem may be the cause of a lot of problems which expands out like that. So it's just so exciting. And it's not cheap. Paddy knows it. Like I said, he did a similar thing, but I'm going the whole hog, Paddy. I've got to go that. I realize already that if I want to take it to the level I need to, I'm going to have to go to the higher levels. And I'm 100% okay with that because I've done the mathematics and the calculation. So I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be very exciting. And I think genuinely it's going to offer a wonderful resource. And my objective is not to make the most professionally shot resource. It's to make the most informative resource that anyone from any rank, from white belt to 6th Dan, can go in, and if there's something they're looking for, they'll find it there. And if it's not there, they'll contact me and I'll put it there as soon as possible. So look, I fully expected to go about 30 minutes today. That's 30 minutes already. Time flies. Any more comments? I'm here to answer them. Otherwise, I'll wrap it up. Rochelle can get to bed now. I know she stays up for this. So thanks for staying up, Rochelle. I know you've got a very busy life. I'm glad for Paddy because things are starting to open up in Victoria eventually. Oh, no, sorry. It's New South Wales that's opening up a bit. Yeah, good on you, Daniel. Won't be long, buddy. But Paddy's in Victoria. They're still going through a pretty hellish time. Anything I need to help, please let me know. Yeah, that'd be great. Can you shoot a whole series of videos on everything? Good on you, Toddy. I'll stay in touch, but definitely I'll keep that in mind. Appreciate it. Very, very kind of you. Good on you. Yeah, good. Okay, so thanks. There you go. Budo Blueprint App. I'm so excited, and I genuinely believe that this is going to be the best source of Kyokushin knowledge in the world. And I don't mind saying that because that is the goal. And as it grows and my resources grow, I will be including more and more people, and so you don't have to look at my ugly mug all the time. I'll get more and more people who will be able to help and input. I already have a lot of people in mind. But anyway, thank you, everybody. Just a quick update, and let me get back to it because I do have some work to do on this, and I want to make sure that this app is available ASAP. Us, thanks for coming. Appreciate your time.